basically proves how shallow I really am. Because we have two villains in this that try to out-crazy Batman, and I only care about one of them, the pretty one, because the other one is the Penguin. And then you have Max Schreck, who's just trying to get paid. The thing I never got about Batman Returns, specifically about its reception, is why people turned on Tim Burton for being Tim Burton so fast. I certainly noticed a change in style, but not necessarily in vision. Just in style between Batman and Batman Returns, in the sense that this one was slightly more goofy and more vulgar, and just, I remember watching it and when I was a little kid, and there were definitely scenes in here that kind of made me squirm a little bit, but I don't necessarily interpret it as Tim Burton restraining himself for Batman 1989 and then unleashing himself upon the world. Truth be told, he did have more creative freedom with Batman Returns because of the success of the first Batman, but for me, both of the movies are 100% Tim Burton. So I don't necessarily fault him for the problems in this. My biggest problem with Batman Returns is the Penguin. Hated the Penguin when I was a kid, still hate him now. And I'm referring specifically to the Penguin as he is in this movie. He's obnoxious, he's nasty, he's vulgar, he's obscene, he's like... I never liked him when I was a kid. I found him disgusting, to be quite honest. I did like Catwoman. Like, I liked her then, I like her now. And I can't even fault Danny DeVito because I think his performance, or at least the idea of his performance, is so awesome. But the truth is that when you have so much crazy in a movie, in a franchise, it starts to fucking get to you. Again, we had two villains that have so many like psychological issues, and I mean, isn't Batman supposed to fight against the motherfucking criminal element? Although I do love some of the parallels that the movie draws, like Batman was created by the fact that he grew up without parents because his parents were taken from him. And the Penguin also grew up without parents, but because he was abandoned by them. Now you have these two instances of kids growing up without parents, but of course circumstances differ, and they grew up one trying to save society and the other trying to utterly destroy it. And of course there's the parallel between Catwoman and Batman. You know, both of them are driven by revenge if you define revenge as the desire to regain control over your life, because you know somebody took control away from you and you're trying to get it back. Batman does that by fighting against criminals. Catwoman does that by trying to kill people. And you have another case of a villain without any plan per se, just, you know, a series of misfires against Batman. And on top of everything, as I discovered later on when I started to read comics, Penguin is actually a pretty cool character. He's sophisticated, he's smart, he's charming, he's a criminal mastermind. He is the kind of character that I could understand why he would get into politics and have success in that field. Whereas the Penguin in this movie, no. No. But people are probably going to ask me, no, if you liked Catwoman in this, given that she had such a different origin than the comic books, you know, how did you justify that, knowing that Penguin being so different from the comics is obviously a problem to you? And you know, regarding Catwoman's origin in this, I didn't give a crap then and I don't give a crap now, because I actually liked Catwoman. You know, her origin story wasn't that important to me when I was a kid. The fact that she could, you know, I fucked the shit out of Batman was pretty... I was a weird kid. So in conclusion, Batman Returns for me will always be the Batman and Catwoman movie. And I'll try to like ignore all the stuff with Max Schreck and the Penguin and whatnot, which is pretty hard to do because it's a big part of the movie. But even that, like, I liked some of the ideas and the parallels that it drew. I had no problem with the stylistic and the visual differences, although I hated the character of, like, I probably said that a lot, but I really did hate the Penguin in this movie. But I guess everything else about it I kind of liked, especially the relationship between the sordid affair between Batman and Catwoman.